Welcome back to the Chabot College Library. In this video, we'll look at how to cite your sources and how Noodle Tools can help you keep track of your research, create citations, and how to export your reference list. So from the Chabot College Library homepage, we'll start at Research Guides and navigate to Citation Guide and Noodle Tools. Whenever you use a source, whether it's an article, a website, or a book, you'll need to give credit, and citing sources shows your reader where your ideas came from. It also protects you from plagiarism. In order to cite your work, you'll need to follow a specific citation style. And for example, in our paper about gender stereotypes in children's television, we're going to use APA style. On this page, you can find more information about APA citation style, as well as other citation formats. We're going to start by opening Noodle Tools, and you can click here, and it will open Noodle Tools. If you already have an account, you only have to sign in, and if you don't yet have one, you can register here. So I'm going to start with that. And here you can see I am navigated to my project page. These are 3 separate research projects I have currently ongoing. So let's go back to the article that we were looking at before. I've decided that I'm going to use this article and I want to save it for my research. So going back to this page, I'm going to go up to this top menu bar and I'm going to select these quotation marks, which is the Cite button. And this will allow me to generate a citation. Here I get to select which format I'd like to use, so I'm selecting APA, and I can either copy this and then I can paste it into whatever document I might be using, perhaps a Word doc or a Google Doc, but I can also export my citation. And I'll select there, export to Noodle Tools. I get to select which project I want to export this reference to. And then once I've done that, I can navigate back to my projects, click into that that folder, and I will see that my article has been saved there. To help stay organized, you can also add notes or annotations to your references. So in our article, if we click into it, we can go to, this is all the information, all the bibliographic information, and we can scroll down to the very bottom and we can add a note or an annotation here. I'm going to add a note that I would like to include this paper as a source for my introduction. Include an introduction. And then I'm going to save my note. Once you've entered all of your desired information, you can then export your reference list. And the way you do that is by going to this button here. And then you can export it to any type of document you prefer. I'm going to export it to a Google Doc. Here you have some selections. Say you had tagged your references, you could choose these tags to apply, but I'm going to just export all of my sources. And then here you'll see I have a Google Doc that's titled Sources for Stereotype Research. So that's my project name. And then here my reference list has been generated. I will also go through and I will double check that the format is correct because it's always good to check. And this is consistent with APA formatting rules. Additionally, here you can see my annotation is included. That's how to use Noodle Tools to cite your sources. So I just want to encourage you all to remember that if you ever get into trouble, you can always ask a librarian. Again, if you go to our library homepage, you can ask a librarian here, or you can open this tab and ask a librarian here. Good luck in your search. Thank you for watching.